Today's yoga flow is going to be a quick flow you can do at home in the mornings to get you energized for the rest of your day. So let's just get started with a quick little breathing exercise just to get ourselves in the right headspace for this flow. So if you like, you can close your eyes, put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, and just observe your breath. You don't have to change anything, just feel the air come in through your nose, travel down your throat, filling the lungs, filling the belly. And then observe that process reverse, feeling your belly drop and your lungs deflate, and the warm air coming out of your mouth. Just the natural process of you breathing. And then as you are breathing, I want you to think of an intention that you're going to carry with you through this flow and maybe through the rest of this day. My intention for today is to remember how far I've come. So sometimes it's really easy to get frustrated, maybe in your training. For example, I rolled in jiu-jitsu the other night and just got crushed for 5 rounds. It happens sometimes, right? Sometimes you have good rolls, some days you have bad rolls. So it's better to keep in mind all the progress that you've made. There's no such thing as perfect, right? There's progression, and that's the thing to focus on. So when we're going through this flow today, maybe there's some poses that we've done together before. Maybe you can advance the pose a little bit more. It's all about those progressions. Anyway, so that's my intention that I'm going to carry with me throughout my practice today. If you'd like, let me know what your intention is down below. I would love to hear. So let's just get into it right now. We're going to begin in our hero pose here on our knees. If you're more comfortable in easy pose, you can go ahead and cross your legs instead, but it's up to you. And we're going to begin by inhaling our hands to the sky and exhaling, bending over to the right, placing that right hand on the mat, and then gazing up to the ceiling. Getting a beautiful stretch in that left side body. When you inhale, think about creating space in the part that you're stretching and then releasing any tension. Inhale back to center and exhale, bending to the left. You might notice one side this stretch is a little bit more intense than the other side. That's normal. And inhale back to center. Exhale, twisting over to the right, left hand to right knee, gaze over the right shoulder. Inhaling back to center. And exhale, twisting over to the left. Release that twist, coming back to center. Now we're going to give our feet and our ankles a little bit of love here. So we're going to take our fingertips and just bring them to the mat down beside our hips. And you can just take your left knee and just lift it up off the mat. And you're going to feel a stretch in the top of your foot, the front of that ankle, and up the top of the shin. Good. Bring that back down to the mat and lift your right knee. You don't have to lift it super high, just enough so that you feel the stretch. Bring that knee back down. And then you have the option to lift one at a time again, but if you'd like to join me in advancing the pose, lift both of them. If this is easy, you can take your fingertips off the mat and bring them in front of you. Beautiful. Bring those knees back down to the mat. We're going to stretch our toes as well, so you can lean forward and curl your toes. And this can be pretty intense, so if you just want to keep your hands on your mat and just press back into your toes, you can do that. Or if you like, you can sit up on the feet completely. I'm just going to stick with this for now, because last week when I was sparring, my partner sprained my toe and then stepped up, and so she's a little sore. Beautiful. Release that stretch We're gonna just pat the tops of our feet to the mat. And you can sit back on the toes. From here, I'm going to turn towards the short part of my mat here, coming into a neutral position with your spine and tabletop here. And we're going to do a couple of cat-cows. When you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin. Press the mat away from you. Cut that out. Exhale, arch the spine, pressing the mat away from you, tucking your chin to your chest. Inhale back into cow. And exhale into cat. Just keep moving, using your breath as a guide for your movement. Now you can continue going in this regular cat-cow flow, but if you'd like to give your wrists a little bit of extra love here, you can turn your hands so that your fingers are facing the same direction as your knee, and then continue in your cat-cow. You're gonna notice your range of movement is limited, that's okay. And if it's too intense for you, just bring your fingers a little bit closer to the edges of your mat instead of straight backwards. We'll do one more. And bring your wrists back to their normal position. Tuck your toes and lift your hips to the sky for our first downward facing dog of today's morning flow. You can pedal your feet out if you like, or rock up onto your tiptoes. If your neck is sore from jiu-jitsu, or maybe you were clinching in your Muay Thai class, you can nod your head yes, or shake your head no, just really gentle, slow movements. And then when you're ready, find some stillness. Bring your mind back to that breath, following the breath in and out. And we'll get on with our flow here. So you can inhale that right leg to the sky. Exhale, step in between your hands, drop the left knee, and then untuck your toes, meeting me in a low lunge. So you can just bring your hands to your knees in this pose, sinking nice and deep into the hips, thinking about tucking your tailbone forward, getting a nice long line from your tailbone all the way to the top of your spine. An option to stay right here, or you can take that left hand and really slowly just lift it in front of you until it's all the way above your head. And you don't have to strain to reach, just let it lift up. Beautiful. Slowly drop the hand back down in front of you and down beside your hips. You can bring both of your hands to heart center, tuck your left toes, lift up into a high crescent lunge, and then pivot that back foot, extending your arms out parallel for warrior two. Just make sure that your knee isn't going over top of your ankle, that you're pressing that knee outwards, and you're finding some length in between your fingertips, so you're really reaching your right hand away from your left hand. We'll move into an extended side angle from here, so you can bring that right forearm just resting on the top of that right thigh and extend the left arm overhead, creating a nice stretch in that left side body. You're probably starting to burn in that right leg. I am. That's okay. That's a good thing. We're just getting stronger. Okay, from here we're going to move into our balancing pose. We'll go into half moon pose. If you have blocks, you are welcome to use them. You know what? I'm going to go grab one. I'm going to snap my fingers, and when I come back, I'm going to have a block. Haha, ta-da! Okay, if you want to use a block for this pose, take it on its highest settings, place it on the mat about 6 inches in front of your feet, and you can just hold on to the top of it. From here, place your left hand on your left hip and lift that left leg so that it's parallel to the mat. Okay, if this feels easy to you, you can stack your shoulders by extending that left arm overhead. Beautiful. Now, if you want to bump this up a little bit, you can lose the block. I'm just going to set it aside here. And bring your fingertips to the mat. And if you want to bump it up again, we're going to take our arms and make them cactus pose. Oh my god, I'm shaking. And if you want to bump it up one more time, take your torso and square your shoulders to the top of your mat. And hold for 3, 2, 1. Tip back into that warrior 2 position, but reverse your warrior right away. Extending that right arm overhead. Whew, getting a nice stretch in the right side body. My right leg is burning. Whew. Beautiful. Bring both of your hands to the sky. Turn your hips to the wide part of your mat. Toes are at a 45-degree angle. And sink into a nice little squat here. Extend your arms overhead and reach nice and high, getting a beautiful full body stretch. And then bring those arms parallel, turn the right toes back towards the mat, back into warrior 2. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Step back into plank. Shift forward, drop yourself onto your belly, untuck your toes, inhale for cobra, and exhale into down dog. Take whatever movement you need in this down dog. Maybe you want to give yourself a nice little twist by reaching your left hand to that right ankle and taking your gaze up over that right armpit. And switching sides. Beautiful release. Coming back into a regular down dog. Take a second here to observe how the right side of your body is feeling compared to the left side. Probably feeling so much nicer than the left side, but we are going to even that out. So when you're ready, inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step in between your hands, drop the right knee, untuck the toes, meeting in that low lunge. Option to stay right here, or if you want to join me in lifting that arm, just take your right hand down beside your hip and really slowly lift it forward in front of you, and then all the way up over your head. Again, not reaching for anything, just holding it up. And really slowly lowering the hand back down. Curl your right toes, lift your knee up, meeting in that high lunge. Pivot the back foot, extend your arms parallel, warrior 2. We'll go into that extended side angle when you're ready. Just gently bringing that left forearm onto that left thigh, extending the right arm overhead, reaching. Feeling that stretch. Just remembering we're not putting any weight in that arm, we're just resting it there. We'll go into our half moon pose from here, so you can press off that back foot, stepping forward, grabbing your block if you need it, placing it under your shoulders, lifting that right leg parallel to the mat. Option to keep your hand on your right hip, or extending that arm overhead to stack the shoulders. And again, if you want to bump it up, lose the block. Bring the fingertips to the mat. Oh boy, this is my bad side, so no judgment, please. And if that's easy, bring your arms to cactus. Oh boy, I might just stick with my fingertips on the mat. If that cactus variation is easy for you, turn your torso to square it with your mat. Okay, I'll give it a try. And holding for 3, 2, 1, drop that foot back down to the mat. I'm just going to turn to face the camera here, but we're going to go back into that sunflower variation, so you can bring your toes up to that 45-degree angle. Extend your arms, take a nice full body stretch. Beautiful. And we'll just bend the legs, sinking into a little squat. Just holding it for a couple breaths. And straighten the legs. Pivot the left foot so it's facing the short part of your mat. Coming back into our warrior 2 on the left side. And we'll go through our flow. Cartwheeling the hands down to the mat. Stepping into plank. Shifting forward, dropping down onto our belly. Lifting up into our cobra. And then this time we're going to exhale into our child's pose. Get some movement here in your child's pose, rocking side to side. And then find some stillness, closing your eyes if you like. And again, just follow the breath, just observe. How does your body feel right now? You're probably feeling that nice little rush of endorphins after pushing yourself today. Feeling nice and flexible. You can lift up into a neutral position here. I'm just going to turn again. You guys don't have to follow me. I'm just turning for the camera's sake. We're going to go into a puppy pose here. So you can bring your hips above your knees and extend your arms out in front of you. Bringing your chest, maybe your chin to the mat. If it's too intense for you to bring your chin to the mat, you can come to your forehead or use your block. Bring your block to the lowest setting and then just let your chin rest on the block. And then someday you'll progress. Maybe you'll be able to come to your chin on the mat. Releasing this pose, rolling all the way to our belly, coming into our baby cobra pose here, or sphinx pose. I don't know why I call it baby cobra. I think somebody I used to follow Some whose yoga workouts I used to do used to call it baby cobra, so that's why I do it. All right, you have the option to stay right here in this beautiful baby cobra. Or if you'd like a deeper back bend, just straighten your arms for seal pose. And release back down to the mat. Bring your hands under your shoulders and press back into your child's pose. We're going to be treating this child's pose as our Shavasana, so if your mind is wandering, just bring your mind back to your breath. Just observe the breath. If your mind is wandering and you have a lot to do today, you can count your breaths. I find that to be really helpful because nothing else matters right now. You came to the mat today to give your body a bit of love, and now you're just taking a couple of minutes of quiet time just to soak that work in. So mind on your breath, follow the air into your lungs, down into the belly, and then feel that process reverse, coming back out your belly, your lungs, your mouth. When you're ready, you can roll up into a comfortable seated position, whatever that may be for you. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me in this really quick morning yoga flow. I hope that you are feeling energized and ready to take on the day. And I hope that you were able to notice the progress that you've made. Maybe you're new to yoga and you notice that you were able to hold that lunge position for a little bit longer than you did before. Just little things like that, progressing over time, getting better, and that's what matters, okay? No such thing as perfect. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you in my little dojo. If you would like to follow me on social media, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at dojocat713. That's where I post my kickboxing and jiu-jitsu stuff. If you want to contact me, my email is in the description box below. If you would like to do a live class with me, if you're in the Saskatoon area, the app is in the description below. You can sign up for a 5-class pass. I would love to see you guys. That would be really cool. If you want longer workouts with me, I have a Patreon. That's where I'm going to post hour-long videos. By the time you see this video, I think our first hour-long video will be posted up on Patreon. So if you would like to offer me a little extra support by joining that, I would really appreciate it. And no pressure, of course. You just being here, liking the video, subscribing, and sharing the video helps me out a lot, and it means a lot to me too. Guys, it is super hot out there, so make sure that you're drinking your water and that you're applying your sunscreen, and go pet a dog today, okay?